Hey, Tom, you almost ready for the show?
Yeah, it's going to be a great show.
Kind of weird, though. It's not really like Greg to take a week off.
I don't know.
Tom, let me out.
Is there somebody in that trunk?
You gotta let me out. This is so wrong. Tom, are you there? Tom? Tom?
Nope.
All right, good enough for me. See you out there.
Tom? Let me out, Tom! Tom, are you there? Tom? Tom? This isn't funny, Tom. Let me out.
Comedy's subjective, Greg.
Tom! I'll get you for this.
If the nightingale...
This is not a joke. You gotta let me out. I can barely breathe in here.
Welcome to the Greg Gutfeld Show. I'm Tom Shalhoub filling in for Greg, who's definitely on vacation and not in a Foot Locker somewhere. We've got an amazing show planned for you, so let's get right to it. Joining us on the phone is the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Hello, Mr. President. Are you there?
I'm here, Tom, and let me just say congratulations. Now that I'm here, your ratings are going to go through the roof. Plus, I fired Sean Spicer today. This will be the highest rated Gutfeld episode of all time. Oh, and Tom, by the way, Greg has not had me on since the very first show. I'm very disappointed.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. President. I hope I can do Greg's show justice.
Absolutely, Tom. I have a lot of faith in you. You're very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Any tips for what I should do?
Well, you just need to mention me every 15 to 30 seconds, and everything will be tremendous. I don't even need to be there. There's just something about hearing my name, Trump. It makes people sit up and listen, and it makes them very happy, I have to tell you.
Okay. Well, Mr. President, what do you think about O.J. Simpson dominating the news coverage on Thursday?
Tom, O.J. absolutely killed it on Thursday. He cut through all the other stories and really ran away with it. I have to tell you.
That's a very interesting choice of words.
Listen, he murdered those people, Tom.
I got it, sir. Oh, okay, look. And it seems like the O.J. story kind of eclipsed your big news for the week. You know, I know you were promoting Made in America. Are you at all concerned about that?
No, Tom, not at all. If O.J. Simpson wants to beat me in the ratings, he's going to have to climb back into that Bronco with Al Cowlings and drive slowly along the 405 with a gun to his head. And even if he does that, Tom, I'll just fire off another tweet to Dopey Morning Joe and Crazy Micah, and I'll be back in the headline. Did I mention she had a lot of work done? And that's good work.
I think you did, Mr. President. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, sir.
And Tom, listen, when they cancel this show the way they canceled Red Eye, I hope you don't get the blame. Even though, for some reason... Even though, for some reason, you always seem to be around when things get canceled.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for being with us.
By the way, I still don't like Andy Levy.
Oh, wow. Thank you, sir. President of the United States, ladies and gentlemen. What a week it was for President Trump. I thought things were crazy before Sean Spicer resigned. Well, we'll get to that in a bit. But the week started with the Republicans' efforts to repeal Obamacare, which went down in flames at the beginning of the week. The media called it an epic fail, a meltdown. But Trump shrugged it off because it was Made in America week. And he's trying to bring back jobs to the USA. So the media cried failure, and the president put on a cowboy hat and got into a fire truck. Now, how did the media react to that? Screaming marmot. But really, I think that Made in America is a great thing to focus on. I mean, a lot of people think we don't make anything in America anymore, but that is not true. Just look at all the great stuff that we make.
Louisville Sluggers.
Made in America.
Wonder Bread.
Made in America.
Harley-Davidson motorcycles.
Made in America.
The Alamo.
Made in America.
Cans of whoop-ass.
Made in America.
Tiny escalators.
Made in America.
The Naked Cowboy.
Made in America.
Scooby-Doo.
Made in America.
Hamburgers this size.
Made in America.
Magic Mike.
Made in America.
Magic Mike XXL.
Made in America.
Tom Brady.
Made in America.
O.J. Simpson.
I guess.
Videos like this.
Made in America.
And of course, these.
Made in America.
Speaking of the media, they continued to focus on Russia. They discovered another so-called secret meeting between Trump and Putin at the G20 summit dinner. And you know what happens when the media starts reporting about a secret meeting? That's right, Trump tweets. Fake news story of a secret dinner with Putin is all sick. All G20 leaders and spouses were invited by the Chancellor of Germany. Press new. And you know what the media does when Trump starts tweeting about fake news? This. I could watch the Screaming Marmot all day. It's the mountain air. That's why he's hoarse like that. Yeah, the media doesn't like the tweets. In fact, this week, CNN posted an article called Trump by the Numbers to see what he's accomplished in the 6 months he's been in office. Their findings? 1,000 tweets, 0 major legislation. But what do Trump's supporters think of those numbers? That's right. You know why Trump supporters are still supporting him? Because they don't care about major legislation. That's not why they elected him. He's exposing the media as the liberal activists they are. And that's enough. They'd be okay with him simply saying fake news every day for the next 4 years. The word has tremendous power. Watch this. Fake news. You know what? Hold on a second. I'll take it even further. I think Trump could have walked into the White House on January 20th, pulled down the shades in the Oval Office, and done nothing but watch Netflix for 4 years. And all he would have to do to keep millions of people happy is, once a week, tweet, "Guess what? Hillary still isn't president." Because think about it. She's not. Let's welcome tonight's guests. Well, she's so bright, she's constantly attracting moths. Famous DC managing editor Catherine Lyons.
I'll take it.
And he's so sharp, I use him to open all my fan mail. FoxNews.com contributor Stephen Miller. And her Cloud 9 is reigning, co-host of the Fox News Specialist, Kat Timpf. And he's the cause of 20% of the Earth's tremors. Former bodyguard and Greg's massive sidekick, Tyrus. Sean Spicer resigned Friday. He spoke with Sean Hannity Friday night. Listen.
From what I understand, and all the reports are, the president did not want you to go. Tell us what happened.
He didn't. He's been very gracious throughout this process. He wanted to bring some new folks in to help rev up the communications operation. And after reflection, my decision was to recommend to the president that I give Anthony and Sarah a clean slate to start from so that they can talk about the president's agenda and help move it forward. And he, after some back and forth, understood that the offer that I was making was something that was in the best interest of this administration. I thanked him for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to watching Anthony and Sarah do a tremendous job.
I miss them already. And Anthony Scaramucci is now White House Communications Director. Catherine, were you surprised when this news broke?
You know what? Can you blame him? I think, if anything, his resume is going to be perfect now. He can put works well under death-gripping pressure, and anyone's going to hire him.
So do you think he did a good... Do you think Trump was ever really happy with Sean Spicer? Do you think there was ever a match there?
How can you not be happy with Sean Spicer?
You like him. I do.
Of course.
I loved, and his, Stephen, when you talk about just ratings, Sean Spicer's press briefings, very high ratings.
Yeah, the best ever.
Yeah.
Any press secretary in history.
It is true.
Yeah, I don't know who's happier to be out of jail this week, O.J. Simpson or Sean Spicer. I think he's probably going to look back at, his time as the White House Easter Bunny under George W. Bush as a high point.
Well, look, do you think the messaging is going to change now? You saw Anthony Scaramucci. I call him Scaramucci. I like to say it like that. Yeah, Scaramucci. You saw his performance in front of the podium. He seems kind of like a Trump guy. Like he's loose. He seems a little tough. He seems a little like,
Yeah, he's going to be the wolf of the Trump administration. He just needed the big microphone and, everybody cheering. And, he did, I mean, for all things considering, he did great today. He kind of just rolled up, kind of like Pesci and Goodfellas telling a story and leaving a gun in the air and took all the questions. And, the press kind of really took to him. So all we're kind of hoping now is that, Spicer doesn't end up on a meat truck to Layla, the guitar solo.
That's exactly. So. He did great yesterday. I think you meant he did great yesterday. Yesterday he did. Kat, we're pre-taped. Stephen has to learn the details of TV.
First time.
Kat.
He didn't wear a tie either, guys.
Kat, look, you called this. You called this on this very show.
Yes, I did. I called this.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Trump's elected. Who do you think would make a good press secretary?
I think that it will be a position with a lot of turnover. I don't think anybody will last probably longer than a week.
Not ready the Dragon Steamboat.
I really don't think so. I think it'll have to be, maybe they'll have to have like a team.
Yes.
A team of like, I did it yesterday, you got to go out there and do it now. Everyone laughed, but that's exactly what's happening.
They did?
Because it's Scaramucci, but also it's going to be, of course, Huckabee Sanders out there. They're switching. Spicer and her were switching. It's a tough job. I would rather be anything in the world than President Trump's press secretary or anybody's press secretary. I have enough trouble being my own press secretary and having to answer for my own behavior and opinions. I can't imagine being responsible for somebody else's. And Sean Spicer in that interview looked very happy for the first time.
He did look relieved, didn't he?
In a long, long time.
Very relieved. Let's take a look at Anthony Scaramucci's first outing and see how he did.
How are you going to handle when a crisis or a big thing comes up and you put a very sophisticated message out at night and the president in the morning tweets something very different?
Well, listen, I took trial advocacy at Harvard Law School, a little name dropping there if you don't mind, okay? And so I'm not going to answer that because that's a hypothetical, and the first thing they teach in trial advocacy is not to answer a hypothetical.
Hey, not bad. Tyrus, what do you think of his performance?
Well, that's a page out of my book when I do the press stuff. You hit him back with it. He asked a ridiculous question, and instead of trying to appease him, he kept him honest. And he said, I'm not answering hypotheticals. Yeah. And the guy had to, and he alphaed him. He gave him the look. You know what I'm saying? You just, you gonna ask me?
Yeah.
It's like asking a married guy, what if you cheat? Why would you ask me that? You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
My family's here, dog. So he did a really good job. And going back to Spicer, Spicer was a warrior. He took a lot of bullets. He pitched a lot of innings. So, the arm was tired. So they had to go with, the left-hander.
Yeah, get the reliever in there.
Good job. Thank you, Mr. Spicer.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for your service, Mr. Spicer. Still to come, Michael Moore heads to Broadway. Will the show be terrible or really terrible? But first, OJ walks. Now everyone talks. I've got some tips for the juice as he re-enters the real world. Don't go anywhere.